best way to start a high level series is to talk about how once we were once low level chaps, one looks low level boys. Nobody's born a high level man. A high level man is something you become. It's something you grow into. To be high level, you have to think high level, walk high level, dress high level, and them pockets have to be high
Period.
level. So guess what, ladies and
Can
Yes.
you
gentlemen?
hear me good?
I can hear you better than we did before.
Okay.
Yes.
So, it's time. Welcome to
Oh, he's leaving. Oh, come on, Ahmad.
Amazing.
Welcome to High Level. FOC High Level, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a high level boy, a young man you need to send it to him right now. Share it with him so he can get these high level tips. Because no, we did not come here to play games. We came here to produce the next high level generation, carrying the torch of great people like the late great Kevin Samuels, rest in peace. Our brother. He walked, and now we're going to run.
Mm.
Today's high level topic, we're going to look back on when we were young chaps and talk about our self improvement and characters as people. Who would like to start off our topic first?
I'll hop right in. So, there was once a time where, you know, I was I was keeping to myself, and I wouldn't speak my opinion.
Mm.
And I feel like speaking your opinion is an important part of being of high level, because you have to be honest with yourself and honest with others if you want to be high level.
Mm.
And so there was once a time where I wasn't doing that, and you know we all have to start from somewhere, and I can say that I have improved heavily, and I'm not going to take just anything from anyone.
Mm. See, what you said right there was. Hold up. I have to make sure we're recording, yes. What you said right there was very, very high level of you. Sometimes they say closed mouths don't get fed, and sometimes when we were young and chaps, we choose silence. We choose to stay and just go with the flow. And nonchalant is okay in some situations because that's how you maneuver. But when we're over chalant, then we miss out on opportunities in this life. And if closed mouths don't get fed, closed pockets don't either.
Mm.
Indeed. Indeed.
Brother Garrett, tell us about your young, low-level man experience.
So, once upon a time, uh, in one period of my life, you know, I was lost.
Mm.
Um, I couldn't see where I was going.
Mm.
Um, I had zero guidance, you
Mm.
know. Um, I didn't have the resources, the knowledge, or the wisdom to understand my purpose, you know,
Mm.
and
Yes.
I found it. It was deep down within me. It was internalized. And
Mm.
what I come to find out is that we have to be proactive,
Mm.
you know. We
Mm.
have to take initiative.
Mm.
Um, our vision, everyone's vision, is deep down inside of them.
That's
That
beautiful.
was very
We
very
have to
powerful,
take
brother Garrett.
we have to take chances. We have to take risks and start to become comfortable with the uncomfortable,
Mm.
to understand and recognize our purposes and what we are intended to do on this earth.
So, at what moment did it point to you and said you found your purpose? This is what you needed to do.
One word, Roblox.
Mm. Yes. Very
Mm,
powerful.
Roblox. where imagination
Mm.
is what's their motto?
It's
Hold
powering
on.
imagination.
Power to
Mm.
imagination. Roblox. Roblox was a life changing moment for you.
Yes, I found a lot of uh, like-minded intellectuals who were able to feed my curiosities in ways that I had never seen before.
Mm.
Um, these people came from different backgrounds, and I was exposed to different cultures and new ideas that were that they were amazing,
Mm.
amazing experience, amazing people. Roblox.
I'd also like to piggyback on what he's saying about Roblox because Roblox was also a very changing experience for me because I would get on Roblox and I'd be able to say whatever I wanted and I would be able to voice my opinion and nobody knew who I was.
Mm.
I feel like that
Self-expression.
was I feel like that was a very powerful moment in my life to where I got more comfortable with sharing my opinion.
There was a point in time in my life where I was on this website called Movie Star Planet, and I wanted to release it on
Mm.
it. But if my Movie Star Planet data ever gets released, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. But that's back when I
Yes,
was a young
indeed.
man in my past. Roblox. I can't share a similar experience of Roblox. I have different opinions about Roblox. I think there should be an age cap, but that's neither here nor there. When I was on it,
Mm.
I played a lot of
Have to
Jailbreak,
disagree.
and I feel
Yes,
that
jailbreak.
Jailbreak was a representation of the high level and the low level men out there. Because we over
Mm.
here, see, we are on the outside trying to break out these low level men from the society's mindset that's being perpetrated onto their mentals. See, our minds sometimes are like prisons, and we're convinced that we have a mental capacity. But much like the universe, our mental is infinite. It cannot be
Mm.
overfilled, for we are one collection of many things. Like the collection plate at church, information gets passed and passed to each person. And I feel like that's what makes a high level man. But me, my high level experience, I was once a young boy, a young chap, if you will. Many told me I had no self control. As my brother Ahmad said about being proactive, I was very, very, very reactive. See, I reacted in situations with emotion instantly. Never thought before I said things. Although people think I don't do that now, I think very well about the things that I say, and I choose to say them because I feel I say what I believe, and who can tell me different? But that's neither here nor there. Once I learned to be proactive, I learned to think about the things and the actions I do before they do them. I started to make better decisions, got out of a lot of trouble. After COVID, I was like, I no longer have time to be arguing with grown adults. See, sometimes you learn that grown adults, although they're old in age, a lot of them lack that wisdom. There's a lot of low level adults out there, and that's what they don't tell you. And see, as developing into a high level man, I had to recognize that I can't waste time and energy on those who are low level and blocking at the same time. Once we save the low level community, we only can help those who want to be saved. As J. Cole said, she don't want to be saved, don't save her. We can't save those that don't want to be saved. And I think that's what it's all about as high level men. Whether we're learning to be proactive and finding our purpose, or whether we're learning to find our voice, to find our vision, to speak up. That's what the high level men community is about. It takes growth. Now, my second question is, at what point did you really see the transition of the high level to low level, the low level to high level?
For me, it was during the COVID years. Um, I had a lot of time for self reflection, and so that period of time, that year and a half, that was really where I got to slow down for a little bit and think about some things. And and because of that, I found out that, like you said, everything doesn't need a reaction.
Mm.
Just because I heard this powerful message the other day, and it said, just because it hurts doesn't mean you have to say ouch.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Say that one more time.
This person said, just because it hurts doesn't mean you have to say ouch. And I felt that personally because there was a time where, not hypothetically, but there's a word that I'm looking for and I can't find it, so I'm going to continue on another thought. But there was a moment in time where if something happened, I would react immediately and not think about it. And then I I took a moment, and during self-reflection during the COVID years, I realized that I tested it out, um, and I found that things moved a lot easier when I just put my feelings aside and not give it a reaction.
Mm. See a lot of men suffer in relationships and the world because of their decisions to act on emotions. A lot of men end up in prison because they acted on emotion. A lot of men end up single
Yes,
because they acted on emotion. A lot of men end up in hospitals, end up in caskets and 6 feet under because they acted on emotion. But see, I don't think it's low level
Definitely.
men that act on emotion. I think it's uneducated men that will act on emotion.
mm,
And once you learn to feel that everything doesn't need a reaction in that formal way, you save a lot of lives, especially your own.
yes,
So, the adage of giving people your mind. If someone calls you out of your name and you automatically react negatively and you want to physically attack them, you can hit them. But who's the one getting charged? You or them?
mm,
But see, in your mind, you think you've won, you beat this person up, but the truth is, you've already lost. And not only did you lose legally, you lost mentally. You let
mm,
somebody else's decisions dictate how you act. And when you move like that, when you act like that, that's when we actually lose. We must learn
yes,
when and where the loser is. And in many cases, it's within ourselves. Brother Garrett, can
The
you hear me?
transition,
I can hear you now.
yes. So as for me, the transition from a low uh, level individual to a high level individual, it's an ongoing process for me.
Yes.
I feel as though every day I'm building and adding on to uh, my experiences, my skills, my knowledge of society. And as far as my growth, um, reading has attributed uh, to my understanding of society,
Mm.
um, understanding different perspectives um, of how things work and different intricacies and complexities of life. Um, there are so many different aspects to consider when um, when you're trying to achieve success. Um, to some, success is as small as uh, getting a house, or as small as getting shoes on their feet. To me, success is inspiring others,
Mm.
um,
mm,
feeding others the knowledge I have, seeing them grow, and seeing them uh, being able to nurture their own. and establish success for themselves. Yeah.
That is real.
Mm.
You know, based off, piggyback off what you just said about the success of the different types of successes. A trusted man in my community, one of my pastors, he stated how I don't want to misquote, I'll find the quote because I'll probably have to repeat it again at some point, but about how we can't judge where other people's, what did he say? We can't judge where other people's, what's that part of like the race where milestones, yes, he said we can't judge other people's milestones when we're running a different race. And what's a win or a lesson to me may not be the same to you. And while to us, to some people, it's like, you got those pair of shoes that you wanted. To us, we're like, oh, I've had those shoes for years. But that person who was working hard on it, this could be a very big thing to them. My goodness, my friend, where are the rest of your shorts?
I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't.
Did he fall? As high level men, we're growing
This
each and every day.
this has went sideways.
We grow every day as high level men. You can't. If you become a high level man and you think you've already peaked, then you're the wrong one.
Yes.
You have not made it yet. Every day we grow. We can't stay in one place. We can never become stagnant, never become complacent. Good, gee willikers. So, one word to give to the people this week to describe, to sum up your progression to get to the point where you are today and the level that you are as a high level man. What would that be? What's that one word?
I feel like my one word would be process, because I think that a common misconception is that one day you're just gonna wake up one day and it's gonna be like, well, now I'm a high level man, and I just want to tell our viewers that it's not like that at all, and it's a process, and I'm still going through a process, and you have to realize that that process is not measurable by time. It's measurable by growth.
Yes.
You can't rush a process, because if you rush the process, the product won't be as great.
Amen. Brother Garrett.
I'd like to share Plato's allegory of the cave. So, in the allegory, there are these individuals who are chained to a wall in a cave. And all they can see their entire lives are their shadows projected from a fire to a wall that's in front of them. And one day, one of the prisoners, one of the individuals that were locked chained to the cave, was set free. And they stumbled out the cave and discovered, the elements of Earth, elements of society. They saw the sun. They saw other elements of nature like trees and grass, and they were afraid. In fact, he attempted to go back to the cave, to go back to the reality that he was accustomed to. But then he realized, once his mind and body adjusted to the new conditions of his environment, he realized that the reality that he was exposed to his entire life was not a true reality at all, but instead it was a facade. He was deceived his entire life to believing that his life was a shadow. And I believe this allegory, um, I believe it represents how one can still gain access to intellectual knowledge and independence regardless of their prior past and history, whether or not they were informed or whether or not they were knowledgeable before. So everything is still accessible. They just have to go out and find it and be objective and open-minded.
Thank you, brother. I guess my one word to sum up the journey will be, word. Would it be perception? It is important to pay attention to how we perceive things. Perception is important in every single situation in life, no matter what you're doing or where you're going through. Not only is it important to recognize how you perceive things, but it's important to think about other people may perceive your actions, and not just your actions, but situations and different parts and tasks at hand. And I think that's important. I think that's a word that people should keep with them this week is perception.
Well, this has been high level talks with me, James.
Brother Hirsch, Brother Chocolate. That's your cue.
And brother Garrett.
We are growing as high level men. Thank you for watching.
Can't forget the fedora.